And Madam Deputy Speaker, it's a shame this legislation
Thank
can't
you.
go further.
Member's time has expired. I call the member for Moggill.
Madam Deputy Speaker, I rose to make a contribution to the debate on the Criminal Code Non-Consensual Sharing of Intimate Images Amendment Bill 2018. And Madam Deputy Speaker, we all live in a time and age where, thanks to the ubiquitous and fast-evolving nature of technology, we as a society have never been more connected than ever before. Madam Deputy Speaker, the sheer potential that modern technology presents to us to be able to connect instantly with those on the other side of the globe, to have ready access to the world's information at the touch of a button, all thanks to a device that fits into our pocket or can be worn on our wrist. The sheer potential is one that is, for the most part, incredibly positive and has progressed society and provided unprecedented opportunities. However, sadly, Madam Deputy Speaker, there are those in our community who seize on this potential and who choose instead to use modern technology to harm others. Madam Deputy Speaker, whilst the non-consensual sharing of intimate images, often at times referred to as revenge porn, is nothing new, what has changed, Madam Deputy Speaker, is over the last decade or more, the ease and medium by which such abuse is perpetrated is continuing to evolve. And at this point, Madam Deputy Speaker, I would like to acknowledge the member for McAllister in relation to her comments of the terminology when it comes to revenge porn, although it's colloquially known as that. But I do think there is a case that she made yesterday that we should all be trying to avoid that term as much as possible, given some of the ways that it can be misinterpreted. It is a sad fact, Madam Deputy Speaker, that the same incredible device that fits squarely into one's pocket can easily be used and has been used to cause immense distress and harm through the non-consensual sharing of intimate images.
My apologies, Member for Moggill. The level of chatter in the chamber since he began his speech has been unacceptable. Can you please keep the chatter to a minimum on both sides of the House? Thank you. The member for Moggill has the call.
Madam Deputy Speaker, I note that in Australia it was South Australia in 2013 that first enacted specific laws regarding image-based abuse, and so as we commence 2019, I'm pleased to see this parliament enact such laws that will protect Queenslanders, particularly Queensland women, from such abuse. Before I go any further, Madam Deputy Speaker, I would like to take a moment to reflect on the nature of this abuse and echo the statements made by the Parliament Legal Affairs and Community Safety Committee in its report No. 20. As I've said earlier, this form of abuse is often colloquially referred to as revenge porn. However, as the committee report noted, and I quote, "It is often labelled revenge porn, but research has shown that revenge is not the only motive underlying the sharing of or making a threat to share intimate images. Other motivations include control, intimidation, sexual gratification, monetary gain and social status building." And that's the important point, Madam Deputy Speaker. Regardless of the intention, which often goes far beyond just revenge, this abhorrent form of abuse is not only confined to the non-consensual sharing of images, but to a threat to share as well. For even just the threat to share can cause immense distress and harm, and so it is rightly seen as a form of abuse in and of itself. This legislation will therefore create new offences which specifically address threats to distribute intimate images or prohibited visual records without the consent of the persons depicted, including threats made to distribute an intimate image or prohibited visual recording of another person. As the Attorney-General's Department noted, this may include, for example, an ex-boyfriend threatening a woman's new partner to distribute an intimate image of her. And, Madam Deputy Speaker, importantly, this bill will also introduce a new rectification order provision which will allow the court to direct convicted offenders to remove or delete intimate images and prohibited images. Madam Deputy Speaker, whilst the Liberal National Party supports the objectives of this bill and as such supports any measures that are aimed at protecting Queenslanders from the actual or threatened use of or abuse, particularly when it comes to the non-consensual sharing of images, it must be noted that there are a range of concerns that have been raised with this bill by prominent and respected stakeholders. In particular, concerns have been raised that the definition of intimate image will not go so far as to protect people from audio material, and therefore, in its current form, this bill is starting from a position where it is constrained to some past technologies. Madam Deputy Speaker, as I said from the outset, we live in a time marked by ubiquitous and fast-evolving technology. As such, it's only reasonable to expect that our laws make every effort to at least keep pace or, where possible, anticipate such changes. I'd also like to note issues raised with regards to consent that is given. Under this bill, consent is defined as freely and voluntarily given by a person with the cognitive capacity to give the consent. Stakeholders, including the Women's Legal Service, have made it clear that they believe this definition is inadequate, with submissions to the committee recommending a provision in the bill that explicitly states that consent given on one occasion does not apply to all occasions.
Thank you, Member for Mogul. As the time is now 12:30, can I ask that you move to adjourn the debate?
Madam Deputy Speaker, I move to adjourn the debate.
The question is that the debate be adjourned. Those of that opinion say aye. Those against, no. I think the ayes have it. I call the clerk to read the next order of the day. I call the member for Toowoomba South.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I present a bill for an act to amend the Child Protection Offender Reporting and Offender Prohibition